Well, hello, my friends. I'm so happy to be here with Mike Joyce. He is the Director of Development and Public Relations for QLI. Mike, so good to see you again. Thanks for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Well, we're here almost to the end of the year, almost to the end of 2022. Hard to believe. But let's first talk about QLI, the mission, and who do you serve?
Sure. Yeah. QLI has been around for over 30 years, serving people who have acquired brain injury, spinal cord injury, other neurological illness and disease, disorders, things of that nature. We have about 65 acres up here in North Omaha, kind of off 72nd and Sorensen. And we have an active rehab campus where people stay for about 90 days. They come from all over the country to receive, really the best care in the country. And we also have a long-term care campus with a skilled nursing facility and an assisted living facility that has about 120 residents at any given time. So we're really the kind of the last stop before people go home for our active rehab folks. Really just trying to get them back into life, obviously top-notch, rehab, but also getting them back to the things that they love to do, reintegrated in their communities with their families, making sure that they're on a good path post, what is really a just traumatic experience for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because again, like you said, people don't go to QLI because they want to. It's because they have to, and there is a need, and most often a tragedy that's led to that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about, so we're looking here kind of the end of the year. So anything going on for the holidays, and how can people contribute to QLI?
Yeah, we get excited about the holidays around here. Campus is decorated beautifully right now. If you drive by, you'll know there's lights around the entire perimeter of the campus. The buildings, I have decorated for all of the holidays for the people that we represent. So we try to do be inclusive about that stuff.
But I just want to, because that really is important, because the people that are at QLI, I mean, the holidays is always a very special time for everybody and their families. So I think it's even more important to have that kind of spirit, that holiday spirit.
Exactly. I mean, it would be a tough time. I mean, there's not a good time to go through, something like this, but I think over the holidays is especially tough. You're missing some of your family traditions and being around, the people that you love and in the places that you love, spending time at home. So we try to, we can't replicate that, but we try to come as close as we can and really lift people's spirits. That's half the battle here, right? Is keeping people in a good headspace and really making progress on their rehab and getting back to life. So but anyway, back to your question. Yeah, so we're all decorated here. We have a couple fun things coming up. We do have a Secret Santa program that we do for our long-term residents that I mentioned before in assisted living and skilled nursing. So anyone who's interested in doing that, they can get in touch. Basically, we just pair you up with one of our residents here. We give you a list. They have a couple needs, a couple wants. You can do as much or as little as you want to. And then we kind of make sure everything gets kind of evened out depending on how it goes. And then we have a really fun holiday party for everyone where all the gifts are able to come in and people, our residents can open them.
Okay.
So those are kind of the big events. In terms of what we're fundraising for through the end of the year, we'll be looking at our technology fund. That really is pretty all encompassing. So that can be anything from the super high tech, high dollar medical rehab devices, all the way down to the stuff that, kind of creature comforts for people who, especially over the holidays, if they need an iPad or something to communicate with their loved ones who are, on a, one of the coasts or something like that. Or just, Alexa devices that are assistive to help them, throughout their day, keep their schedule and things like that. So.
All right. Well, those are such great options, because I know people, I mean, again, this is 24/7, 365, a year that you need contributions, and people can contribute financially or on a lot of different ways. But, looking at the holiday season and how can you pair us with with a person, and that just makes it a little bit more personal too.
And it doesn't if financially someone is in a position to give, we do have tons of volunteer opportunities, really ranging from everything from, helping organize and clean up areas of campus, to spending like good quality one-on-one time, maybe with a few of our residents who really cherish that. So
Yeah.
I appreciate anyone who reaches out just wanting to know how to get involved.
Yeah. All right, Mike, thank you so much. I know as we've been talking, the website has been scrolling across the bottom. So just encourage everybody to, yeah, how can we contribute back to QLI this holiday season and then into 2023. So I really thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Andy. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. And folks, we will be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I'm so excited to be here with Emily Marston. She is the Director of Marketing and Communications for Make-A-Wish, Nebraska. Emily, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to speak with you and talk a little bit about Make-A-Wish.
So we're getting, hard to believe it's almost the end of 2022. Make-A-Wish has a radiothon coming up on December 16th. Before we talk about that, let's just talk about Make-A-Wish, the mission, and who do you serve?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my favorite topic. Make-A-Wish Nebraska, we serve the entire state of Nebraska. We work with wish kids who are battling critical illnesses to help them make their one true wish come true. Our chapter grants about 110 wishes a year in the state of Nebraska. And again, we cover the entire state. So there's not one corner of the state we can't reach and grant a wish. And we are just so, honestly, it's a wonderful job and a wonderful mission. It is our goal to grant the wish of every eligible child in the state of Nebraska. And really, we appreciate these opportunities to talk about our mission, what we do, and just help encourage people to support our mission.
Absolutely. So I know one of the ways I'm looking, I kind of keep glancing this way because I've got my the notes over here. So Friday, December 16th, Classic Rock 105.9 Radiothon, raising funds for Make-A-Wish.
Yes, so we are very excited to be hosting the Classic Rock 105.9 Radiothon on Friday, December 16th. It'll be at Shields at Village Point. And the event, which is presented by Cornerstone Staffing, our wonderful title sponsors, it'll be taking place from 9:30 a.m. until 6 p.m. that day. And this is our 17th year hosting the event, and it's so much fun. Throughout the day, listeners will be able to hear from wish families and donors and volunteers who have all had their lives transformed or impacted by a wish, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. And I have to say, those stories are so inspiring, and they're also just so hard. They just touch your heart, because when you're talking about kids and, what are their wishes? Some of them, you kind of think, oh, they're going to want to do this and that. And they go that direction, but there are some wishes that are also in a completely different direction. And it's just a variety of what touches a child's heart and what their wish is. I just think it's just so awesome. And again, inspiring.
Yes, no, absolutely. And, at Make-A-Wish, we currently have 150 wishes here in Nebraska that are waiting to be granted.
Okay.
And so throughout the event, we'll be asking the community to help us raise those crucial funds to ensure we can grant those wishes as soon as possible. And so some of the wishes we're going to be trying to grant throughout the day include several Disney World wishes, one of our most popular wishes. We also have a wish to go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. We have a wish to go to Hawaii. There's a gaming room wish, a wish to go to Super Nintendo World in California, and then a wish for a swimming pool. So it's just such a wide range of wishes, and we're just very excited to, spend the day trying to grant as many as possible.
Yeah. And so, and tell me one more time. So the criteria for a child to have a wish,
Mhm.
can you go through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So they have to be between the ages of 2.5 and not yet 18 years old when they're referred to us. And they have to be diagnosed by their medical provider as having a critical illness. So we work very closely with the child's physicians to determine if they are eligible. And even once they're determined, then we work with them on what their wish is. We make sure their wish is attainable. If it is a travel wish, we again go back to their physician, work with their physician to make
Yeah.
sure that they are in the right state to actually travel. And so there's
Yeah.
steps, but really it is our goal to try to grant the wish of every eligible child in the state.
Yeah. I just, that's so, that, I just love that. So again, I've been saying that's with all the nonprofits I'm interviewing. It's 24/7, 365. But for this conversation too, we're talking about the radiothon on Friday, December 16th, Classic Rock 105.9. And you guys will be live. I mean, you'll be hosting this at Shields.
Yes, yep. We will be on site at Shields at Village Point from 9:30 until 6 p.m. 9:30 a.m. till 6 p.m.
Yeah.
We will be
Okay.
there, so we want people to come on out. You can stop by and come see us at Shields. If you're not able to come out, we definitely encourage the community just to tune in to 105.9
Yep.
that day and listen to all the stories. They can call in as well. And our number and all that information is on our website. If you go to wish.org/Nebraska, you can also donate online through our website as well.
Okay. All right, Emily, thank you so much. It's so good to see you again. And hey, I'm going to put it on my calendar. I'm going to stop out at
Yes,
Shields on the 16th of December. So thanks again for joining me today.
yes, thank you. And yes, please stop on by. We'd love to see you.
And folks, we will be right back. Well, I'm so excited to be here with Heather Kirk. She's the executive director of Santa Monica Inc., the Santa Monica House. Heather, first of all, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Lots to celebrate. 50 years. Oh my goodness. And we were just talking about December is kind of is the month where that all started. So let's just talk briefly about that and who you serve.
Right. So Santa Monica was started in 1972, and we took our first 2 clients in December of 72. So that's really our 50-year anniversary. It starts in December,
Right.
and we do plan to celebrate all year. So, our mission is really to provide a continuum of care that empowers women to live productively, drug and alcohol free. So that's our goal with adult women who have substance misuse, mental health, trauma.
Yeah. And I know we also mentioned, because I really want to dive into a much deeper conversation with you about the organization and the programs and all that good stuff. But today, let's just talk about, I mean, we're getting towards the end of the year. We're honestly a few weeks out. So how can people contribute to your organization or what's going on within the last, as we look at the last few weeks of this year?
Sure. I mean, we always have a lot of opportunities, but I think one of the things we try to focus on is the women who come to our program have little to nothing. So that's everything from like your toiletries that we may take for granted, shampoo, razors, deodorant, to needing coats, hats, and boots and shoes. So we also provide an apartment living in one of our programs, so any household items as well. So we really kind of cover everything. If anybody has the ability to donate gently used clothes to toiletries to household items, we take it all.
Okay. And let me ask you this. So do people go, do they go to their obviously they can go to your website and do all this. Do they drop off items to you personally? I mean, kind of talk about the process with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a link on our website. You can donate monetarily.
Yeah.
We do have a list of needs. We also have an Amazon wish list of all of the needs that we have. We also participate with United Way of the Midlands, so we have a link on there as well. Unfortunately, right now we're not able to go pick up donations, so we do allow people to come and drop them off. Absolutely.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you this too. So I know you've got the needs that, the needs that women need. Are there just other things as, with the holidays kind of as a gift thing that, would be a fun item, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, outside of the necessities that you need, our women love to get those kind of girly things. So whether it's perfume or a nice pair of slippers or fuzzy socks. Our women also often have children and are allowed to have their children live in a couple of the programs. So sometimes they struggle with getting those gifts for their children as well. So toys would also be helpful.
And how many women at this, like right now, are you serving and taking care of?
Yeah, across all 4 programs, we have a little over 50 women.
Okay.
So, kind of ranges from program to program, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have a little bit more time. So I just want to dive into, let's just go back to the beginning in 1972. Can you give like a little bit of history? You said that's when it first started, but what is a little bit more history with that? Like,
Sure.
why?
So in 1972, there was one program in the city and it was a 30-day program. And John Kennefick, who was the president of Union Pacific Railroad, noticed that there's a need for a longer term treatment and gender specific. So he had 2 $10,000 seed grants. One was to open a women's and one was to open a men's. And so we became Santa Monica through his gift, really, in his appointment of several women in the community. So they found our house and they got us up and going.
Yeah. I always find it fascinating, the history of any nonprofit, because it did start somewhere, and it did start with somebody having a passion or seeing a need and then taking action to make it happen.
Yes. Yeah, we're so grateful for his generosity.
Yeah. So, all right. So, okay. So being able to give back again, but be before the end of the year, looking at what your needs, people can go to the website, they can give financially. There's a lot of information on there. Amazon wish list, like you said, as well. Also, our giving guide just got released, so you can go to spiritofomaha.com and look at your page, the Santa Monica page as well, with also a lot of needs that you can contribute back. So again, Heather, I'm really looking forward to, after the first of the year, we're going to have a deeper dive conversation into the history and all the different programs that are happening at the organization. So
I look forward to it. I'm excited.
yeah. Any final words before I let you go?
No, I just want to say thank you. Really, the generosity from the community. We rely on it so much and we're so blessed. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much too for all that you do. And folks, we will be right back. Well, I'm so excited and happy to be here with a good friend. I've known Cheryl Murray for, I don't know, decades, but
Yes.
Cheryl Murray here, Director of Development for Partnership for Kids. Cheryl, it's so good to see you.
I know. So nice to see you too, Andy.
Well, we're here. We're just a few weeks out. Hard to believe as we end at 2022. But let's just talk a little bit about P4K, Partnership for Kids, the mission and who you serve. And then we're going to go into how people can support and contribute the organization before the end of the year. So take it away.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Well, Partnership for Kids is really here for the long term for Omaha Public School students. So we engage and inspire students from preschool all the way through college graduation. We're working with students who just need extra help, who have barriers that you and I just can't even imagine. And our team is really successful in working with our students one-on-one and group mentoring, bringing in volunteers to help them start to see a path outside of what they're used to, honestly.
Yeah.
Keeping them engaged in school, right? Focused on the future, have a plan, teaching them how to have goals, healthy relationships. Having that consistent person in their life has been transformational for our students. And that's really the impact we make in the community, because these kiddos, it won't be long and they're our community leaders, right?
Yeah. Yes. No, absolutely. And gosh, you said that just so beautifully and so to the point of, yeah, these kiddos are our leaders for the future. So, yeah. And so speaking to that also, again, 24/7, 365 people contribute to the organization. But what are some things at the end of the year? But also we can totally look into 2023. What do you need? What can people be thinking about and doing?
Well, I think every nonprofit is saying we need the dollars so we can continue to provide the support of our programming and interventions for our students. And that's absolutely true. And, our big push is even helping people understand that a consistent gift is incredibly meaningful to us. $5 a month, $10 a month, you won't even notice it. And you can just set that up on our website. You won't even notice the money in your budget. Some people can afford to do more. Some people we're really grateful for those who are making a commitment for $5 or $10. So that's kind of that financial piece, right? And that's really meaningful. What we need, we cannot have successful impact without the volunteers. We just can't. In our elementary school program, Andy, we have got to have volunteers from the community who come into the classroom and help the students and the teachers. And these teachers, they're working so hard. They're incredible, right? But we have kids that are so far behind, and we need the volunteers to come in. We provide the training. We're working a new pilot program with Minnelusa. So that's our target. So if you're listening and you're a Minnelusa alum, you know the neighborhood, you know these kids are beautiful and wonderful and they need extra help right now, sign up now. Sign up before Christmas. Make that Christmas gift to our kids that you will be there for the second half of the school year. And we're talking about maybe 6 or 7 meetings until May. You can do that, right? We can all do that. I'm doing it. I love it. I love going into the classroom and meeting with our kids and helping them reach their goals.
Yeah. And okay, so let's talk about that. So where is the school? So we're going, just talk me through that. Okay, I'm signing up. What do I do? Where do I go? And what does this mean? So
okay, first thing you're going to do is go to our website, which is p4k.org.
Yeah.
You're going to go, you can go right next to that donate button to that volunteer button, and you can fill out your application online. Very easy. Obviously, we got to do background checks for all volunteers because they're working with kids, right? Then, oh my goodness, you go through that application process, super easy. We do the background checks. We take care of that. We do training with you. We want to make sure you understand the population of students we're serving and what our role is, right? Our role is to make them feel good, to nurture them, to praise them, to help set goals with them, to encourage them. They need that so much, right? So you'll come into the classroom as an organized group of Partnership for Kids. We come in, 4 or 5 of us, we go into one classroom, we meet with the staff person. We find out if there's anything unique going on in the school that particular day, maybe substitute teachers or something. And then we look at our materials and we say, oh, we know what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about goal setting, or we're going to talk about trade school, or we're going to talk about healthy relationships. And then you go in 30 minutes that you work with the teacher, you work with the students, you get broken up into small groups with your kiddos after you've met them. We're going to help them with reading. We're going to help them with math, attendance, and life skills.
Yeah.
These are things that are so
Wow.
fundamental to their success, Andy. Like,
Yeah.
I just have to tell you, so in my group, I have a 4th grader, and right before Thanksgiving, our assignment was to help the students write a thank you note, about being grateful. And my little person wanted to write a note that said this, ready? Dear Dad, thank you for teaching me to build. The only word he knew how to spell on his own was the word to.
Wow.
Thank you for teaching me to build.
Yeah.
These little ones, because they were already behind because of other barriers, other issues, but COVID, almost 2 years at home for some of these kids, their literacy is so far behind. In 2 years, this sweet pea is going to be in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, we can't wait. We can't wait. We need the volunteers to come in now and help.
Yeah. So, okay. So as we wrap this up, understanding, financial donations, so important, but volunteering, that is that personal touch that these kids need to be successful and have a really amazing life. So thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And folks, P4K, Partnership for Kids, check them out. And we'll be
Thanks,
right back.
Andy.
Thank you.